Ever wondered how important web scraping is in today's digital world and how Python can be your powerful tool for it? In the vast expanse of the internet, web scraping is the beacon that guides us to valuable data. It fuels market research, data analysis, and a myriad of other fields. Python, with its simplicity and powerful libraries, is often the language of choice for this task. It's like a Swiss Army knife in the world of web scraping. So if you're intrigued about how Python can help you in web scraping, stick around. Before we dive into Python web scraping, there are a few things we need to set up. To kick things off, you'll need a Python environment. This is like your workshop. It's where all the magic happens. You can set this up on your own local machine or use an online platform. Next, we'll need to install some specific Python libraries. Think of these as your tools. Libraries like Beautiful Soup and Requests are going to be your best pals in this journey. Beautiful Soup will help you parse HTML and XML documents, while Requests will allow you to send HTTP requests easily. For those of you who prefer a more structured environment, an integrated development environment, or IDE, is a great choice. It's like having a fancy toolbox that not only holds your tools but also helps you use them more efficiently. With these tools in place, you're ready to start your journey into Python web scraping. Now that we have our Python environment ready, it's time to understand the basic steps involved in web scraping using Python. Web scraping, in essence, is about interacting with websites and extracting useful information from them. It's a three-step dance that includes sending a request, receiving a response, and passing the data. Let's start with the first step, sending an HTTP request. This is essentially how we ask a website for the information we want. Python has several libraries that can help with this, like requests. It's as simple as stating requests.get, followed by the URL of the web page you want to access. After the request is sent, the server will respond. This is our second step, receiving a server response. The response will include the entire HTML of the web page. If you're new to HTML, don't worry, it might look like a jumble of tags and text, but it's the key to getting the data you want. Now on to the third step, parsing the data. This is where Python libraries like Beautiful Soup come in handy. These libraries allow us to sift through the HTML and pull out the information we're interested in. Beautiful Soup, for instance, works by creating a parse tree from page HTML that can be used to extract data in a hierarchical and readable manner. Remember, we're not just looking at the data here, we're parsing it. That means we're breaking it down into smaller parts that we can analyze and manipulate. We're looking for specific tags or classes that hold the data we need. Once identified, we can extract this data and use it in our Python program. But there's a caveat. Web scraping comes with its own rules and restrictions. Always ensure you're respecting the website's robots, .txt file, and not scraping at a rate that might disrupt the website's functionality. And there you have it, the basic steps of web scraping using Python. But remember, practice makes perfect. Let's quickly revise the key points about Python web scraping that we've covered today. We've learned that web scraping is a powerful method to extract information from the vast expanse of the web. It's like having a superpower that can sift through mountains of data in no time. Python, with its simplicity and robust libraries like Beautiful Soup and Scrapy, makes this task a breeze. Remember, there are prerequisites to web scraping with Python. You need to have a basic understanding of Python itself, HTML, and a bit of patience to deal with unexpected twists and turns. Yes, the journey might be a bit bumpy, but the rewards are worth it. We discussed the basic steps in Python web scraping. First, sending an HTTP request to the URL of the web page you want to access. The server responds to the request by returning the HTML content of the web page. Python then parses this web page content and extracts the needed data. But remember, each web scraping project is unique and may require some tweaks and adjustments. Lastly, and most importantly, practice is key. Like any other programming skill, the more you scrape, the better you get at it. Experiment with different websites, encounter different challenges, and learn from them. And that wraps up our quick guide on Python web scraping. Happy scraping!